All right, here we go. You're watching the Los Angeles Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. No matter where you're watching or how you're watching, thank you so much for making the Lakers Report a part of your day. It's NBA free agency day 2. These Kyrie Irving rumors to Los Angeles still swirling out there. We'll get to that, as evidenced by your screen right here, as well as everything going down with the purple and gold. But of course, we have to start off with Kyrie, who honestly right now, outside of Kevin Durant, the biggest storyline still looming in the NBA right now. Amid KD's trade request, the buzz around the Lakers and their interest in Kyrie, it's back in full force. And what do you know? It's the deal zone, man. Brian Windhorst going back to what he was saying all along about Kyrie, that the Lakers' interest in him is real and that Kyrie's interest in the Lakers also real. Here's what he's had to say on NBA Today on ESPN. Kyrie is focused on forcing himself to the Los Angeles Lakers. Talking to league executives over the last couple of hours, the value of Kyrie in a trade has absolutely plummeted. They know that he's going to be a pure rental, but if he doesn't want to go to a situation he's going to, it's unclear what he will do. As Stephen A. Smith has said multiple times, he hasn't even been motivated to play in places that he's wanted to be. That includes the Cleveland Cavaliers at the end of the tenure. That includes the Boston Celtics. It now includes the Brooklyn Nets. There's also this from Legion Hoops, and they sourced this. Take it with a grain of salt. It's Legion Hoops, right? But we're keeping you up to date with everything happening with the Los Angeles Lakers on the news and rumors front. So Legion Hoops said this: the Lakers are working aggressively on a deal for Kyrie Irving. Their current offer is Russell Westbrook, Talen Horton-Tucker, and their 2027 first-round pick. Joe Harris could be headed to Los Angeles in the deal. Now, you look at that right here, and you're like, that would be phenomenal for Los Angeles. It would be disastrous for the Brooklyn Nets. And I actually think that they would be asinine to take that offer on, especially if they traded Kevin Durant away. What does that do for their rebuild? But if it's for Los Angeles and you get this deal in place, of course you're going to take it. But I don't think that is a realistic report or a trade offer that the Nets would take on. And as we know, Kyrie Irving is a very interested dude. Very interested and interesting, right? He tweeted this: a bird flying out of a cage. No context, no words that went along with the picture, just a bird flying out of a cage. Now, you can make of that what you want to make out of it, right? It is Kyrie Irving. As I said, he's interested in a lot of things out there, basketball related, non-basketball related. He is also a very interesting dude, right? For him to tweet something like that, I mean, you haven't been in jail with the Brooklyn Nets. You've been there for 3 years alongside KD, and together you played 44 games together as a whole over those 3 seasons. And you won a grand total of 1 playoff series. You asked out of Cleveland when you were playing with LeBron James. You got forced to go to the Boston Celtics. You got asked out of there. You didn't want to be there any longer. You go to Brooklyn to team up with KD, and it was a disaster. So with that, I want to ask you this. What is your one-word reaction to all of these Kyrie rumors? Let me know in the comment section right now. I'm sure a lot of you can get very creative. For me, it's juicy. It's juicy on multiple fronts because I'm intrigued by the idea of Kyrie reuniting with LeBron James. I'm intrigued by the idea of somehow getting rid of one of the worst contracts in the NBA this upcoming year, that is Russell Westbrook's deal, and getting back the better player in Kyrie. And look, I consider myself to be an open-minded dude, and Kyrie is a very open-minded cat as well. And you kind of pose that question to yourself, like, would you like hanging out with Kyrie? I think I would. Would I like playing with Kyrie? I'm not sure, because I'm not sure any given night if he's going to show up to the arena or not, or come up with some blasphemous excuse as to why he can't play. That's the problem with Kyrie. That's why there's a lack of interest, but I do see why the Lakers have interest, and I think they should have interest in Kyrie. Why is that? Because I think LeBron James would be able to bring the best out of Kyrie and really motivate him as he's going into the final year of his contract right now after that opt-in. The player is certainly special. All you got to do, look at the numbers the last 4 years. Now, the games played, certainly a big problem. 29 this past year, 54 the year before that, 20 during the COVID-shortened season, 67 before that. The production has never been an issue. It's never been a problem. This guy is a unique talent and personality, and I'm always willing to take on those unique personalities if it means getting a special player back and winning a lot of games. The only downside of Kyrie Irving is his lack of availability. Now, coming up next on the show, we're going to get to some Kyrie Irving trade ideas. We cooked up a few for you, and we want to see what you think about them, and I think they're actually somewhat realistic. So we're getting to that right around the corner. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel. The Lakers Report has been on an all-time heater over the last couple of months. A lot of that thanks to all of you for tuning into our content. But obviously, we're doing something right if you continue to come back. For those of you who continue to come back but haven't subscribed, hopefully that was a good sales pitch for you. Just hit that red subscribe button right now. So trade idea number one for Kyrie. Lakers receive Kyrie. Nets receive Russell Westbrook, a 2025 first-round pick that's lottery protected. I think this is worst-case scenario for Brooklyn. There are no other deals out there. They know that Kyrie might hold out this upcoming season. He doesn't want to play with Brooklyn. He might be a malcontent. They got to get rid of him. So at the very least, they get a first-round pick back. And then maybe Russell Westbrook on that expiring deal. Trade idea number two, it's a three-teamer. And this has really been the consistent theme among what people have been talking about, but what's also realistic, and that's why we've drummed up these three-team trade ideas, because you got to find a way to get rid of salary, especially Russell Westbrook. So Lakers get Kyrie, Pacers get Russell Westbrook after they traded away Malcolm Brogdon. Maybe they need another playmaker, as well as that first-round pick in 2025. The Nets get a pretty decent package here. Really good three-point shooter in Buddy Hield, Talen Horton-Tucker, and Daniel Tice, who was traded to the Indiana Pacers in exchange for Malcolm Brogdon. Trade idea number three. Lakers receive Kyrie. Hornets receive Russ. Jordan Brand athlete going to play for Michael Jordan. 2027 first-round pick, which was floated in trade ideas going into the NBA trade deadline. And the Nets receive Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier. Look, slim pickings as of now. So that's why these trades are what they are. Speaking of those trades, which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comment section right now. I want to hear all of your votes, and I want to see all of your votes. Let your voices be heard. 1, 2, or 3. If you forgot about those trades, hey, they're in the comment section and the description of this video. And yeah, we just talked about them as well on the Lakers Report. You can just scroll back. So my favorite trade of those three, of that bunch, is trade idea number one. For just the pure standpoint that it is realistic. Here it is right here. The Lakers get the guy who they've been trying to land, according to all these reports, and the player who is much better and younger and cheaper, by the way, as compared to Russell Westbrook. And you part ways with that 2025 first-round pick. Who cares? If you're winning championships this year, or at least competing for one, and you're trying to win a ship over the next 3 years, obviously that would require extending Kyrie, but maybe he'll be motivated going into the final year of his deal. That's my favorite trade idea. Once again, let me know your favorite right now. We do have a deal we want to tell you about, and it's perfect now that the summer months are upon us. Lakers t-shirt set, meaning you get both of these for 40% off. This is a deal that's fluctuated over time. This deal right now, absolutely awesome. How do you get these shirts? How does the deal apply for you? It's very simple. In any web browser that you have, whether it's Google Chrome or if you're a cop using Safari, it's chatsports.com/LakersCombo. I'm putting that link in the comment section and the description for the homies. This report from Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports, free agent center Thomas Bryant. He said this on Friday morning, by the way, receiving significant interest from contending teams, including the Lakers as well as the Boston Celtics. He's expected to make a decision later this morning. He never made a decision, so we're not sure what Thomas Bryant is up to. Here's what he's been up to the last couple of years, coming over from the Washington Wizards potentially, and a backup big who's solid. If Boston brings him in, their front court would now be Robert Williams, Al Horford, as well as Thomas Bryant. For the Lakers, much needed. I mean, you look at the production here. This is a guy that can give you 7 to 14 points per game on a good or bad team, really, because it's certainly fluctuated over time, about a block per game in a night, and he's a good rotational big. Now, as of now, the Lakers certainly have a need there when it comes down to depth. We're not sure what's going to happen with Dwight Howard. They did sign Jones in free agency. So Damian Jones is a really good player who I liked. I talked about this yesterday, that he's really been emerging over the last couple of years. So right now, he would probably be your starting center alongside Russ, who has not been dealt yet. Lonnie Walker the fourth, that's another free agent acquisition, Anthony Davis and LeBron James. This right here is not the most ideal starting lineup. And if you're going to say, Damian Jones isn't your starting center, who is? Is it going to be Wenyen Gabriel? I'm not sure about that. As of right now, he looks to be that guy. But this, of course, could change. And obviously, center not of the utmost importance if you have LeBron James firing on all cylinders as well as Anthony Davis, and we'll see what happens at that guard spot. So we'll see what happens with Thomas Bryant. If he signs with the Lakers, of course, we'll let you know. But what do you think is going to happen? Look into your crystal ball and peek into the future. Will the Lakers sign Thomas Bryant? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Once again, as always, fielding all of your responses in the comment section. Let us know. Lastly, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's youtube.com/LakersTV. We are on the road eventually to 50,000 subscribers. When you look at all YouTube channels out there that's really an elite category, we're trying to get there. Help us get there. Help support our content because we've really been working our asses off. Hit that red sub button down below. And thanks for watching today's show.